Welcome back to another video. Thank you, my cousin. Look at this, my cousin. It's Black History Month, guys, and each year I like to contribute something to Black History Month. I like to say some poems. And our first poem is going to be with me and my little psychic Kayla. And so the first poem that I'm going to do is Hey Black Child by Eugene Perkins. Hey Black Child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey Black Child, do you know where you're going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn? What you can learn? Hey, Black Child, do you know you are strong? I mean, really strong. Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to do what you can do? Hey, Black Child, be what you can do. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow, your nation will be what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another poem, and this time it's from Langston Hughes. And so many times, so often, we have our children and there's no father in their home, and it's just mama who's raising kids, and she has to be the mother and the father. But it's okay, because you know what? We have seen it done. We have seen so many success stories where mama became mom and dad, and our kids do turn out well. And so Langston Hughes wrote this poem, and it was a mother speaking to her son. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Beer. But all the time, I's been a climbing on, and reaching landings and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on them steps 'cause you finds it kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I's still going. I's still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. This next poem is Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Just beer. But all the time, I've been a climbing on, and reaching landings and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you finds it kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I's still going, honey. I's still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. My next contribution to our Black history is, it's a long one, and again, it's by Langston Hughes. You know, we Negro women, you know, we have backbones, We have to be resilient. We have to become mom and dad when fathers just do the garbage they do and they'd walk away and they never turn back to even make sure their children eat. They buy clocks and they live well and they find the next woman and they move on to the next woman and they buy them lingerie and they do all these things for them. Well, you, as a Negro mother, not just Negro mothers, but all mothers who are left to raise children by themselves, you have to keep going. And so tonight, here is a poem that Langston Hughes wrote about the Negro mother and her speaking to, I guess, we'll see. So bear with me because this is a long one. And so it says, The Negro Mother by Langston Hughes. Children, I come back today to tell you a story of the long, dark way that I had to climb, that I had to know in order that the race might live and grow. Look at my face, dark as the night, yet shining like the sun with love's true light. I am the child they stole from the sand 300 years ago in Africa's land. I am the dark girl who crossed the white sea, carrying in my body the seed of the free. I am the woman who worked in the field, bringing the cotton and the corn to yield. I am the one who labored as a slave, beaten and mistreated for the work that I gave. Children sold away from me, husbands sold too. No safety, no love, no respect was I due. 300 years in the deepest south, but God put a song and a prayer in my mouth. God put a dream like steel in my soul. Now through my children, I'm reaching the goal. Now through my children, young and free, I realize the blessings denied to me. I couldn't read then. I couldn't write. I had nothing back there in the night. Sometimes the valley was filled with tears, but I kept trudging on through the lonely years. Sometimes the road was hot with sun, but I had to keep on till my work was done. I had to keep on, no stopping. For me, I was the seed of the coming free. I nourished the dream that nothing could smother deep in my breast, the Negro mother. I had only hope then, but now through you, dark ones of today, my dreams must come true. All you dark children of the world out there, remember my sweat, remember my pain, remember my despair. Remember my years heavy with sorrow. And make of these years a torch for tomorrow. Out of the darkness, the ignorance, the night, lift high my banner out of the dust. Stand like free men supporting my trust. Believe in the right, let none push you back. Remember the whip and the slaver's track. Remember how the strong in struggle and strife still bar you the way and deny you life. But march ever forward, breaking down bars. Look ever upward at the sun and the stars. Oh, my dark children, may my dreams and my prayers impel you forever up the great stairs. For I will be with you till no white brother dares keep down the children of the Negro mother. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has brought taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun, our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Sunny the road we trod, beat to the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We have come over the way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of a bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far are on the way. Thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path we pray. Bless our feet from the places, O God, where we met Thee. Bless our hearts drunk with the wine of the work we forget Thee. Shattered beneath Thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. And my next poem is by Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou is really my favorite poet, apart from Louis Bennett with the Jamaican Labrish. Maya Angelou, really, and Langston Hughes have been two people that I really appreciate their work. And so I want to do two poems by Maya Angelou, and then that would be my contribution to our Black History Month. I'll continue talking with Kayla about Black History Month and what our people here in Jamaica contributed to our strength today, to the progress we have made, to, what they contributed. Because Black history is not only an American history. Black history, our foreparents were dropped off all around the Caribbean islands and in America. And so when we talk about Black history, we want to look at Black history's contribution throughout the world. And so, as I said before, when I taught in America, I was in Georgia for a quick minute, one school year, half a school year. I didn't really care for Georgia. I taught at Columbia Primary School, elementary school there, and they had a competition the time when I was there for Black History. I went there in October, and the following year, following the new year started, and so in February they had Black History Month. And as we celebrated, they said that we should do our doors to represent, Black history. Now, they didn't say Black history in America, they just said Black history. For me, even though I became naturalized, I'm a citizen there, I just know that our children coming from the islands need to know about their Black history as well, need to know that not only in America people were whipped and treated badly, there was slavery around around the place. There was a lot of people who fought hard so that were able to get our independence, and might not have been the magnitude of America because we're a smaller island, but the children needed to know that they can learn about the American way, but they also should learn about their Jamaican black history. And so I chose to do Bob Marley's contribution to our black history, how he helped to fight apartheid in South Africa, how reggae music brought a bond to many. It bring us together. It brought so many so many cultures together, so many from all over the world. His music went far and was able to have people understand our culture and to understand, to just bringing people together. And so I chose to do Bob Marley, and when they went around to do their judging, my friend, she came back after everything was done and they selected somebody else, and she says, your door was the best door. You had pictures, you had music playing, you had information about Bob Marley and reggae music, where it started, how it started, and how it was used to help in the history of everything that went on. But she said they didn't give it to you because Bob Marley is not American, and you didn't do somebody from the American history. So I said to her, I said, maybe it's just me and I don't know, but I thought when we talk about black history means wherever you are, wherever black people are, or wherever black people were and they contributed. Marcus Garvey, all of these people who fought, Dr. Martin Luther King fought, but he fought with the support of Marcus Garvey. He used Marcus Garvey's way of doing things. We know we couldn't beat them with guns and all of that, but they used words and was able to gain a lot. So we shouldn't sit here and tell children that black history is just American black history, because wherever black people were, Nelson Mandela, that's black history. All of them, black history. And so that was something that she thought about. And it was sad because she was African and was working on her doctorate degree. And she said, I never even thought of it like that. I say, yeah, a lot of us don't think, because America is great with opportunities and stuff like that. But let's never forget our culture and who we are. And so, with that said, as you celebrate Black History Month, as I said, Black History is not just 1 month. Black History, we have to teach our kids about their history. Let them know. Don't let our history die out, because today parents are too busy running down the materialistic things that they're forgetting. They're forgetting to help teach the children the things that are necessary. Because when we start forgetting, that's when history is going to repeat itself. So let us sit with our children. Go to the library, get them library cards. You can go on Google. Go on Google and find pertinent information, not just any information, because there are people who put things out there that doesn't, but find pertinent information that you can back up, and teach your children. Let that be part of their technology usage, not just TikTok and all of these other things that are taken away from them, but help them to understand their roots. Let them never forget their roots. If you teach it to them, they can teach it to their children, and their children can teach to their children, and so it will live on forever. But if they don't know, they can't give what they don't know. And so soon we will be going right back to the days when things were the way they were. So tonight, I'm just going to I'm going to do a Maya Angelou's story. And it's 8 o'clock, Kayla. Means that you should be getting ready for bed. And it is caged bird. Remember, she wrote a book about why the caged birds sing. And so let us listen as I do this one. The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stacks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he opens his throat and sings. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he opens his throat and just sings. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. Has a lot of meaning to this, but as we remember, when people who are free, right? The bird that is free can go up, pick up its worm off the lawn. It can go out, it's free to fly into the sky. He claims the sky, right? He could go about his way. But the caged bird, and who is the caged bird? Who is the caged bird representing? Think about that. And the final poem that I will do is my favorite. And regardless of whether you're American or you're Jamaican, Maya Angelou, she died in 2014. She was born 1928, she died 2014. But she left this poem for us. And she says, I've taught this to my students over and over and over again. And they acted out and they always got accolades for it. And today I'll just try my best. And if you go to my playlist of poetry, you're going to find it there because it's my favorite. So I've done it different times. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high. Still, I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed heads and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history shame, I rise. Up from a path that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts of my ancestors that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Those are my contributions to Black history, guys. Please again, teach your children about their history. Don't let us forget. When we forget, that's how things repeat themselves. So let us remind them, poetry is a good thing. Let them teach it to them. Let them memorize them. Let them know something so that at the end of the day, it will carry on and on and on. Enjoy and remember, we are who we are, created in God's likeness. Whether we're black or we're white, we're yellow, we're gold, we're pink, it's who we are. And so let us just treat each other the way we want to be treated. Every month is Black History Month.